Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. My name is Dian Kusuma Maharani. I'm from Faculty of Law, Muhammadiyah Surakarta of University. Ladies and gentlemen, who are present on this noble occasion. First of all, let us express our gratitude to God Almighty for all His mercy and grace. Reducing the number of child crimes with the active role of families, schools, and government in line with Sustainable Development Goals, SDG number 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institution. Ladies and gentlemen, the years 2020 to 2022 are a dark record for child protection in Indonesia. The number of violence against children has increased alarmingly. Not only as victims, children are also increasingly found as perpetrators of criminal acts, from physical, psychological, to sexual violence. All occur in spaces that should be safe. It's like homes, schools, even their close social environment. This phenomenon reveals the harsh reality that we still view children as objects that can be controlled, corrected, and even punished, not as legal subjects who have their own rights. This view is in direct conflict with the principles of child protection as stipulated in the Child Protection Law and in the global commitment of SDG 16. We must ask honestly, why do children become perpetrators of violence or crime? The answer is complex. Economic factor, parental role models, social environment, and even unfiltered digital content can be triggered. We know that right now digital is so easy to access by children. But equally important is the absence of safe space, love, and consistent guidance from the three main pillars: is family, school, and state. First, the family is the first madrasah for children. Unfortunately, many families become the first place where violence occurs. Parents caught up in economic pressure and lack of parenting literacy often use violence as a means of discipline. Second, school as educational institutions should be a place of character building. But in practice, there are still cases of bullying, discrimination, and lack of inclusive character education. It's not enough for children to be taught. They need to be instilled with values like empathy, responsibility, and non-violent conflict resolution. Third, the government, in this case, state institution and law enforcement official must be present, not just punish, but to prevent and protect. Unfortunately, there are still many officials who don't properly understand the substance of the law on sexual violence. In Indonesia, it's called UU TPKS, is Undang-Undang Tindak Pidana Kekerasan Seksual, and the lack of service institution at the districts and city level result in a slow and child-unfriendly handling process. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to change our perspective and action. Children are not miniature adults. They are human beings who are growing and learning. So, in the spirit of SDG 16, we are all responsible for building societies that are peaceful, just, and have strong institutions to protect children's rights. To that end, I invite first families to improve the quality of parenting with love, open communication, and education on child protection. Second, school to create a safe, inclusive, and environment and equip children with life skills, not just academics. And third, government and law enforcement officials to strengthen the capacity of officials with Third Reich's-based training, expand the presence of protection service against in its region, and ensure the implementation of the sexual violence crime law thoroughly and firmly. Addressing juvenile crime is not about increasing the number of punishment, but fixing a flawed system from the harm to the state. We all have a role to play. We all have a responsibility. Finally, I hope we can be a generation that doesn't just talk about the future of children, but actually shapes the future from now on. It's enough from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.